The Pitchy Ritchie Railway is one of Australia's most famous heritage railways, and it runs from the town of Port Augusta up through the Flinders Ranges to Quorn. It has a large variety of rolling stock, including lots of rolling stock from the South Australian railways. However, what's beyond Quorn? The railway's hub is in Quorn, and that's where the line terminates. But what's this other line going off in the distance? You can clearly see it in satellite imagery and in photos. Well, this is the old line to Ororoo and Peterborough. It's one of two lines that extended from the end of Quorn Yard. One of them was the old GAN line, which I'm going to cover in another video. However, I'm covering this line first. So, let's get started. Alright, so first off, we've got the junction at the end of Quorn Yard. One is straight and one curves to the right. The one to Ororoo is the one that curves to the right, while the GAN line goes straight. You can clearly see the alignment in this section, and it even crosses over a road with aptly titled Railway Crossing Not in Use signs. The track is still in place in this section and is clear under all the bushes. From there, the railway continues eastwards on a straight alignment, and there's even a trestle bridge that can be seen on satellite view, although there's no street view imagery of it. The line then runs basically straight through open outback, basically. There's not much to see at the line here, just embankments and a clear view of where it went. It then passes through the small hamlet of Bruce. Here was Bruce Station. Bruce Station was one of the more substantial station buildings on the line, with a large complex of stone buildings. The line continues straight, passing through a small area called Hammond, and then it begins to curve as it climbs into the northern part of the Flinders Ranges. From here on out, the alignment gets pretty simple, so I'll keep it brief. It continues over open plains, and near the site of the old Carrickon station, on satellite view, you can make out the remains of what looks to be a trestle bridge. After the site of Carrickon Station, it continues on a relatively simple alignment before running parallel with the major road R.W. Williams Way, from which you can see the alignment very clearly, as there is still the embankment and heaps of ballast and drainage work still in place there. The line continues besides R.M. Williams Way for quite a while before splitting off on its own path again. Soon after it splits off from R.M. Williams Way, we come across the site of Orillia. Orillia was one of the quieter stations on the line, with just a brick building to its name. Out of Orillia, the line begins to run along a Walloway Creek, and it begins to twist and wind as this is a short uphill section of the line. At the top of the hill sits Walloway. There isn't much left of the station itself, however the track is still there under lots of long grass, and points are still there too. However, Walloway isn't a very happy place on the line, and in 1901 it was the site of a devastating railway crash where two locomotives collided with each other. From Walloway, it's smooth sailing down into Ororoo. Along this section, the railway rejoins R.M. Williams Way, and you can clearly see the alignment once again, even with a few steel bridges still left in place. Coming into Ororoo, a small section of track has been left in place, however it is very overgrown. Ororoo was a major station on the line, and the station building has been restored. The goods shed was too, however in 1997 it was demolished for being, quote, unsafe. Out of Ororoo, the railway continues following R.M. Williams Way, and you can again clearly see the alignment from this road. The line continues across open plains to the site of Black Rock Station. Just after Black Rock, the line crosses R.M. Williams Way for the final time before following Petersburg Road across mainly open fields. In this section, there are a few brick bridges that still had their supports in place, but otherwise have vanished. On approach to Peterborough, suddenly the track is regained, with the alignment being abandoned and overgrown in this section. Then, in the outskirts of the Peterborough town, there is literally a full bridge with track on it and everything that is right next to the main road into town, which is pretty cool to see. Then the alignment crosses over Telford Avenue and then rejoins the still existing main line and comes into Peterborough Station. There's also Steamtown in Peterborough, but I will definitely cover that in a later date, and if you want that, leave it to me in the comments so then I know you want that. Anyway, that is the Quorn to Ororoo to Peterborough lost alignment. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Even just a like means a lot to me. Thank you very much. 12A is definitely the best NA, and goodbye.